Hello. I just wanted to talk about gun control just a little bit. This is a tool. The mainline media and everybody who's trying to take them away, they call them assault weapons. But it's not an assault weapon, it's only a tool. Assault is an action that's performed by a person or an animal or a sentient being, not a tool. I mean, I could yell at this thing all day. I could say, I want you to shoot somebody, I want you to hurt somebody, I want you to at least go off. I pray that you go off. And it won't. Until I consciously dig in my pocket and find a magazine.
Ta-da-da-da.
And I consciously place the intention on placing it in the rifle, the tool, and then I consciously rack in a round. I'm placing it on safe. We're making sure of that because safety is always the most paramount thing when you're dealing with something like this. Just like when you're driving. People should not be driving not paying attention. But they do. And there's evidence of that by accidents all the time that kill people. But we're not saying that we should, those are assault vehicles. We're saying that those are cars that have a good benefit in society. The thing is with gun control is you're not really taking away the weapons of people that are willing to do harm. You're removing the right of the good person to be able to defend themselves and defend those people around them. And like this one here, I assembled this from all just miscellaneous parts. And like all of these parts can be built on a 3D printer. So you can't uninvent the tool, but we can start punishing the people who use anything to harm someone else, and we can start punishing them effectively and start actually fixing people instead of just putting them in jail for a while, hardening them, and sending them back on the streets with a likelihood to reoffend. That's not right. And this is actually the first time that this rifle has ever had any bullets even placed in it. And so I'm going to see if it hurts anybody with its own accord. So let me get my safety gear in, because that's crucial. Always be safe. If people are safe with their tools, they can't hurt anybody. They can't hurt anything. You want safety glasses? These are American Safety and Technical Manufacturer, ASTM certified, and some sort of hearing protection, because they are loud. You don't want to harm yourself. So anyway, and always keep them pointed in a safe direction. That is the most important thing, because if a gun is never pointed at something you don't want to destroy, it will never destroy something that you don't want it to. And if you keep your finger off the trigger, it won't go off. I mean, even right now, it's loaded. It won't go off by itself. Now I'm going to take it to the next step where it's going to be ready to fire by removing it from safety, putting it on the fire. And I'm going to do a couple test rounds. And again, this is the first time this gun has ever been even loaded. So we're going to see if it works. Uh-oh. It works. That is semi-automatic gunfire. I have to pull the trigger each time that I want a bullet to go down range. Unless it's a military grade weapon or a fully automatic, which those are outlawed And honestly, a fully automatic just doesn't even give you any benefit except in an ambush style use of it, or defending yourself from an ambush.
Because you're just wasting bullets.
You're just wasting bullets. These magazines carry 30 rounds, and with those 30 rounds, you have to pull the trigger 30 times to get those bullets to go down range. So, and I don't know if you saw, but these bullets are actually pretty small. I mean, that's the size of an earplug. Hopefully there's no earwax on there. That'd be funny. They're really little. I mean, these bullets are not intended to totally devastate. They are intended to stop a target. And actually, I from what I've understood, is that if you can injure a soldier on the battlefield, which is the design of this, it takes 2 more people to remove that soldier from the field, and so effectively you've removed 3 of your enemy versus just the one that you've killed. The weapons that they used, like pre-Vietnam, like Korean War era, were much bigger. They were more like a deer hunting or a big game hunting cartridge, and it was a very devastating hit. It killed or did heavy damage to anything that it hit. These here, not so much. I mean, it's a good varmint rifle. Hardly anybody will ever even use this as a deer rifle. I mean, and I think many states don't even allow that small of a cartridge to be used on an animal the size of a deer. So, anyway, understand that these are just tools, and if you don't support people having guns, you are willing to support, unfortunately, it's just the nature of the beast, you're going to be willing to support people trying to take these guns from everyone that has one in America by force. And if you believe that only the law enforcement and only the military and only bad people have guns, you're wrong. I've never hurt anyone. I never would. I only act in defense. It's an armed society that can protect each other. I'm not a gun nut. I don't even know if I'd say I'm a gun enthusiast, because I look at guns more of an obligatory tool than something I would want to carry. I never want to use one. I never want to use one against another person. I spent 9 years active duty and I never had to. And I don't want to ever have to. But it's nice to know that if it's better to not have a need for a gun than to have a need for a gun and not have it.
Well, and just so that there's no misunderstanding, we're not saying that everybody should carry a gun, but the people that are physically capable and mentally capable. And for the people who don't want to, those of us that do, we need to stand up for each other and have each other's backs.
Yeah, I mean, there are people who can't operate a blender safely. I don't recommend a firearm for you. But if you can operate a blender, I can teach you how to run a gun. And, it's an armed populace that provides for each other and the safety for everyone. So thank you. And we have some videos on YouTube or Personal Defense Network. They have some awesome videos on training on firearm training, self-defense, and I recommend their site. They do a wonderful job. So we're all out here just trying to help each other, and thank you for watching. Share if you like.
Have a nice day.